Hey everyone, Praveen here, and I thought it would be helpful if I made a video of the big lessons that I took away from, let's call it what it is, a tough year for anybody who's interested in or invested in the cryptocurrency slash Web3 space. Lesson number one, and the most important one, control your keys. The whole ethos of cryptocurrency is that you are in control of your money. If you are trusting an exchange or another custodian to safeguard your assets, you're missing the whole point, and you are leaving yourself exposed to recent blow-ups like we've seen with FTX. You can easily control your keys. Just get maybe a simple hardware wallet like a ledger. The process is pretty intuitive and it'll give you the control that you really deserve. Number two, avoid stuff that does not make sense to you. I am open-minded and curious about this space, but there is a lot in it that just doesn't make sense to me. Yield farming is one of them. Now to the pros, that may look like a rookie thing to miss, but I don't understand how one can get high risk-free return. To me, that just feels like the risk is being hidden somewhere, and if I don't know what that risk is, I don't want to take it. Number three, don't have idols. How many icons of this space have we seen blow up this year? It's okay to draw inspiration from the entrepreneurs, the builders, the investors out there, but it's not okay to deify them and follow them blindly, do what they're doing or do what they're saying. They may be taking on a lot more risk than we are, and they may have a different agenda than we do. Number four, figure out your risk tolerance and take even less risk than that. In good times, when the prices are just going up and to the right, it's easy to either A, FOMO in, or B, double down and take undue risk and think that, yeah, I can indeed stomach a 50 or 70% decline because I have such strong conviction about this space in the long term or about this one project in the long term. But the reality is, once that 50 or 70% decline hits, you will feel a lot differently. And what's worse, your life situation may change. The economy may not be doing as well as it is. You may be looking at a job loss. You don't want to leave yourself exposed to having to liquidate at the worst possible time. Do not risk what you have and need for what you don't have and likely don't need. Number five, this is a corollary or an add-on to number four. Don't borrow to invest. In this space especially, you want to only invest some money that you are genuinely willing to see go to zero. You need to be equanimous, completely accepting of the fact that your investments may actually hit zero. Now, that's why risk management becomes extremely important. You do not enter the space with 100% of your total investments. You have to restrict that. And so the question of leverage should not even arise. Why would you play with money that you don't even have? You will owe that money. You will have to pay it back. Again, do not risk what you have and need for what you don't have and likely don't need. Number six, the macroeconomy and sentiment can overpower fundamentals. You can have pretty strong conviction about a cryptocurrency or a project, but if the macroeconomic environment is turning sour, it almost doesn't matter how strong the fundamentals of your project are. And in fact, the fundamentals may start getting affected by people's behavior in a tough macroeconomic environment. Just this year, we've seen what rising inflation can do to cryptocurrency prices. As inflation rose, the Federal Reserve started hiking interest rates, and as interest rates rise, risk assets decline in value. So it didn't really matter how good the fundamentals of any cryptocurrency project were, they all declined pretty substantially. Number seven, don't swing at every ball. In fact, I would urge you not to have a strong opinion about all the different cryptocurrency projects that you see out there. develop a small circle of competence, and yeah, over time you can expand that circle. But always look for opportunities within your circle of competence. And remember that just because you understand something does not mean that something is a good investment. Be really discerning, be conservative, and know that that's a bias that many investors fall for. Oh, hey, I understand this better than 90% of the people out there, and therefore when I put money into this, it's only going to go up. I have a much higher likelihood of success. It doesn't work that way. In fact, that could be a trap. Number 8, don't write off a whole economy because of a few bad actors. Now, this has been the real tragedy of 2022. The vast majority of the builders and investors out there are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to build some innovative stuff that could be really important for our future. But all the attention goes to a few bad actors who have swindled customer funds or who have lost customer funds. And justifiably so, but try to be discerning. Don't write off the whole space just because of a few bad actors. That would be akin to writing off all of the US stock market or equities just because of Enron. We all agree that some regulation is required for this space, and there should be some pretty tight guardrails, but let's not call for them to be so tight that no innovation happens at all. Number 9, learn the fundamentals, and for the right reasons. If all you're interested in is getting rich off of this space, then I think that is not going to happen. You are not going to learn fundamentals the right way. I think you should be genuinely interested in understanding what innovations this space is bringing and what it's not bringing, which of these are hype versus real. This whole series of videos is dedicated to exploring the fundamentals of the Web3 space and not focusing on, hey, here's this project, here's what you can invest in, here's how you can get rich off of it. I'm not really interested in that. I'm much more interested in the fundamentals, and if along the way I learn a bit about some projects which seem particularly exciting to me, I will focus on developing that circle of competence and maybe looking for investments in the space. But if I make zero money from this space, so be it. I am perfectly okay with that. But I really want to understand this. So come in with the right reasons. It cannot just be the money. It has to be curiosity as well. And number 10, be a constructive voice. There's a lot of negativity out there, especially now after the FTX blow up. Again, writing off the whole space, calling for some severe punishment, drawing attention to people who have been optimistic about some of these companies in the past, as if they should have seen all of the red flags, and maybe they should have, but a lot of that is spreading more negativity out there. Instead, focus on extracting lessons, asking the right questions, and calling out that there are really good actors out there and important projects being built. So just be more constructive to this space rather than just coming in and saying we should write this whole space off. That doesn't move the ball forward. Okay, well, that's all I had in terms of lessons. Hope some of these resonated with you, and I would love to learn what lessons you've taken away from this important but pretty stressful year in this space. If you liked this video, please click like, subscribe to the channel, and leave us feedback what you thought about this video as well as what lessons you took away from this year. Thank you so much.